Hi there, Scorpio. Scorpio, welcome to your check-in. My goal is to do these every week, but they end up being a little bit longer than I plan. And my channel, my spiritual channel, is pretty wide open right now. So I get a lot of downloads and messages, and I try to incorporate as many as I can into each session. So you may find that I end up doing these twice a month. We'll see. It is the beginning of the year and things will change. I am going to add in different types of readings. So I have been itching to do a new series based on the Sacred Woundings deck. So we'll pull some cards. We'll do one Sacred Wounding card per session, and then we'll get Spirit's advice for you. If you resonate with the inner child wound or the shadow, you will intuitively feel it, and then Spirit can give advice for how you can best address those pieces of you that you haven't quite incorporated. So I don't know, Scorpio, I feel you may be interested in that. Your sign is associated with transformation, with spirituality. It's a little bit more, you guys seem a little bit more open to that. So we'll see how it goes. But look for that next week, starting next week. All right, so with that, I do want to say I think my 2026 predictions is no longer available after tomorrow. So please, if you really want one, check it out at icanbecoaching.com under the services tab. Otherwise, I do offer personal readings, and there's going to be two different types of personal readings. One will be a live session and one will be pre-recorded. So pick and choose however you desire. All right, so let's see. First off, let's see what energies you are surrounded by right now as a collective. In your, I was going to say in your love life, we already have quite a few coming out. There's a message, but with that comes this potential for it being a false information message. So double check if you get something that shocks you. Please make sure that you hit up a lawyer or at least a mediator. There's lots of free counseling services out there, legal aid, that kind of thing. I'm trying to think of I actually subscribe to one of those, but I can't think of the name of the service right now. But for a small monthly fee, you get access to their legal associates and get some free advice, or cheap advice. All right, so I don't know, that must have been important for someone. You guys have a community around you, and maybe some of you have a religious community around you, someone trusted, someone you do trust. Could be a priest. Oh, wow, faith is important to you. Okay, so love that. Listen, you do have your community, and you can also reach out to them regarding whatever documentation you come across that kind of gives you a bit of a shock. Okay, so that was clearly important for someone out there. I don't know that was romance related, and we're going to get into that right now. So what are the energies surrounding Scorpio right now, the Scorpio collective, in their love life? This is meant for those who are single or in dating or interested in dating, not for those who are happily married or happily settled down. Wow. Okay, first card out is imprisonment. What's the back of the deck? I want to get a clarifier for that. Okay, so it could be literal, could be figurative. This was actually at the back of the deck, boss energy right away. We're going to clarify all of these cards, okay? So this is Intuitive Kev's Kipperish Oracle deck. For those who are interested, he has great YouTube channel as well. I think he might be on TikTok, I'm not sure. Could be a soulmate that has faced some heavy opposition. This could be opposition towards your connection, not quite sure yet. Well, maybe it is then. I see twin flame, I see commitment at the back of the deck, and emotional pain. All right, so let's clarify these, okay. Spirit, let's clarify this imprisonment card right away. What or who? Okay, just want to come out. A Knight of Pentacles. Justice, okay. King of Cups. This was obviously someone that you love, someone who loved you. There was an ending to the situation. I don't know if they're incarcerated or if they feel like they're somehow unable to approach you at this point with the imprisonment card, but there is a background of love with the Knight and King of Cups. Justice. That's why I'm saying could be literal, guys. It's not all of you will resonate with this. Knight of Pentacles. This is someone that was, you know, I get like this weird vibe of like maybe money embezzlement or something that led to a situation pushing you to part, pushing them away from you. But this was a Knight of Pentacles and you were growing something with them, and that obviously had to be put to an end, at least temporarily. All right, so now let's clarify this boss energy. This reading is a little bit different than my usual. I think you've already picked up on that. Queen of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Wow. I don't know if it's the same situation. Maybe it is, because this is someone with whom there was a cycle. The cycle has kind of, I don't want to say ended. It's ongoing. You guys are holding on to this love with the Four of Pentacles. I don't know if this boss energy is somebody that you know at work who is a manager or boss, or just someone that you kind of put up on a pedestal, okay? But you are coming across as the Queen of Cups, or their love for you is that level, like a really tender, sweet love. They are holding on to it, and this looks like it is a new beginning that's coming for you guys, because you have held on to each other through it all. So now let's clarify soulmate. Could be, you know, all of these groups might actually coincide with each other, overlap with each other. I don't know yet. All right, tell me about this soulmate energy. What is that regarding when it comes to Scorpio and the collective? Oh, Innocence, Nine of Swords. So you were, I mean, I did see that twin flame card before. Yeah, you were at a crossroads here, Two of Wands, regarding that situation. Maybe some of you resonate with twin flame. Maybe some of you resonate with soulmate. This is someone that you've gone a couple rounds with, though. Not literally with like physical stuff, but, well, maybe, I don't know. But you are kept up at night. You cannot sleep. You're overthinking. You feel wrung out, you know? And maybe this is someone you know from childhood and beyond, after. Or this is someone that you, both of you have kind of brushed up against some childhood woundings, triggers, and you're dealing with that right now. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about opposition. You also have, as a collective, some of you are feeling like you're facing some opposition. Tell me about that, Spirit. Can you clarify? Wow, that was really fast. There's Hater, Hanged Man, Ace of Pentacles at the back, and Eight of Wands. Wow. Okay, so somebody wants to communicate with you after a period of suspension, introspection, perspective change with the Hanged Man. with the Ace of Pentacles, this is actually Spirit saying there's a new opportunity to mend wounds. This is somebody that you know, if you resonate with having had conflict recently with someone who you consider important to you, this could very well resonate with that. Another chance coming for you to work things out. And they are coming, okay? 8 of Wands. It's coming up fast, okay? So be prepared. And that's pretty upcoming, like near energy, okay? All right, so tell me more about, as a collective, what situation would you guys like to talk about today, Spirit, with my Scorpio collective? What specific, okay, something that is feeling ready to burst, okay? I don't know, I felt that a little bit in my chest as I pulled up that card. This is maybe somebody that you have not spoken with recently. What else, Scorpio? What else for Scorpio, Spirit? Financial support, grip, and interview. I mean, Spirit is saying, first of all, you guys got to get on the same page and have that conversation. There's going to be a conversation. Right now, you've just been like trying to survive on a day-to-day basis, okay? Maybe the pressure cooker you're feeling has something to do with money, needing money. Perhaps there is something legal going on in the background. Maybe not for all of you, right? But you are feeling weighed down by a burden, and that's influencing your love life. But again, Spirit is saying you guys need to have a conversation and get on the same page. And I do think it's coming. I can feel it's like an energy that is wanting to be released. Okay, so perhaps you've been in a no contact situation with them. All right, what else for Scorpio collective? What else is going on? Wow, sorry, excuse me. Slippery cards lately. Some of these decks that I'm getting from Etsy. Oh, okay, again with the soulmate. So Spirit wants to talk about a connection that you guys feel is soulmate level, twin flame level. What else do we have? Yeah, could be someone that you've had a past life connection with, a soul contract with that has not yet completed, I think. One of you is undergoing a spiritual awakening, whether it's you or your person or both of you. One of the reasons for these soulmate connections is for you to have spiritual awakenings. What else, Spirit? What else? Tell me more about the soulmate connection. There's a little bit of regret, okay? I mean, I know that sounds kind of general. You're like, well, every relationship has some regret, but this feels a little bit heavier. When I said pressure cooker, right? That's like there's so much regret and so much Nine of Swords energy built in that you are going to explode, you know, unless you get it out. All right, Spirit, what else is going on in that situation for Scorpio? Heartbreak. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, obviously there's regret surrounding a potential breakup or separation in this soulmate situation for you, Scorpio. I don't know if a home is involved or if you shared a home with them, but that's coming up as well. We're going to clarify more with this twisted oracle deck. Need some clarifiers for what's going on with Scorpio regarding that situation right now, or what is in their recent past. Losing sleep. I knew that was going to come out. This is absolutely the Nine of Swords energy. Obviously, you are losing sleep over this situation. Someone or you are overthinking it. Struggling to be free. You want to move on. You want to be free. I can feel that, but you're not because of the regret. Maybe there's guilt playing out here. Or maybe Maybe it's something else. I don't know. What else, Spirit? What else is going on with Scorpio in this situation? Tell us more so that this message can reach the right people. Okay, so someone is curious about you, or you are curious about them. I mean, you maybe, I don't think you're doing drive-bys. Do people do that? I don't know. I think it's just more like a social media drive-by, you know, like, oh, I didn't quite swipe on your story. I kind of like half swiped, whatever. Everybody knows that trick. I'm okay. Ooh, fake busy. And I do see the married card. This could be related to a marriage. Ooh. What else, spirits? Okay, that really wanted to come out. Karmic lesson. This was a karmic lesson. Tell me more, please. We're gonna get to the tarot, I promise. Ooh. Okay. All right, I mean, for some of you, you're like, no, it's too late. Hasta la vista, baby. Right? Goodbye. Have you learned the karmic lesson? We'll find out, because I am not yet convinced for all of you, okay? Because Spirit clearly wants to talk about this. If you had learned the lesson, Spirit might not have something to say. All right, what is the purpose, or what is the current status and purpose of this connection, this separation, this karmic lesson? Following your intuition and knowing what is infatuation, maybe, and what is love. I don't often get that infatuation card. Actually, I'm staring at it because I'm like, wait, I've never really seen it before. Could be a Taurus that you're dealing with. Doesn't have to be, okay? You're not, so the no card came in with intuition. For some of you, this was a lesson in listening to your intuition, knowing not to go against your intuition. For others of you, actually, maybe it was regarding like you feeling this was an infatuation and you weren't quite, like, you were like, okay, this could be just infatuation / affair, right? But I'm gonna try it anyway. Like, I get that sense. Okay, I'm gonna read the message down here. I don't know if this was love or if I was in love with the idea of being in love. Our connection was all too consuming and I can't wrap my head around it. Maybe that's this pressure cooker, feeling, because I can imagine getting carried away, right? Like, you might have gotten carried away with something in the heat of the moment and there's regret around the situation. Maybe you were already, or they were already in a commitment, and now it's kind of like a mess, right? Kind of a mess. What else, Spirit? That doesn't have to, don't take it. Don't take the message, okay? If it doesn't apply to you. Only take the ones that do, okay? If you want something more detailed, I recommend a personal reading. Okay. Triggered. I had seen that childhood card before, innocence card, right? That really, I hate that there's a gun on here. It's so inappropriate. But this is about triggering your inner child wounds, maybe your early adulthood wounds. This was a relationship that was meant, or a situation, or an infatuation, whatever it was meant to show you something about yourself. Cosmic love, they are still on your mind regardless of whether you're together in reality, right? In the 3D. Yeah, connected in the 5D, meaning on the spiritual plane, your souls are connected in some way, shape, or form. I want you to know that you can be connected, your soul can be connected to multiple other souls in the 5D. We're all in union in the 5D, really, when you think about it. When we talk about twin flame connections, that's slightly different. That's obvious, and it all depends on what you believe in. That's a very different kind of reunion energy, okay? All right, so this was an intense feeling that you had, that you experienced with your person. One of you is visionary. One of you, I got Taurus already. Anything else, Spirit? Okay. Okay, one of you could be an Aries. All right, we'll read the quote here. I was impulsive, irrational, and selfish. I pushed this connection to its breaking point. I am sorry for causing so much conflict in our lives. Okay, so we have two signs that are out here already, Aries and Taurus. Doesn't have to be resonating with you, but maybe it does. Maybe you guys met in the springtime. That is the back of the deck. Maybe a Taurus or an Aries was impacted also by the relationship, by the situation. All right. So far, like really what I saw in terms of what was meant to be triggered or dealt with, rather, we'll say, in your situation was listening to your intuition, learning the difference between infatuation and really a romantic potential, and also working through some childhood pains. Childhood traumas, childhood situations, wounds. At least being aware of your inner child woundings that might be, or your shadows that might be impacting your life. Okay, so going into an unhealthy situation right away, it points to the reticular activating system trying to mimic something that it has already either experienced or seen, knowing, right, that it's not good for you, but it's what you know, right? So it's what you've already experienced. It's kind of weird, right? Like, so say like you are in I want to give an example that isn't about abuse, but like, okay, say that you grew up in a household where you had two parental figures, and there was a lot of arguing, and you were hiding in your room a lot, avoiding the arguing, avoiding the disputes, avoiding the loud language, telling yourself all the time that you would not have that kind of relationship, right? You would do differently. You would do it better. You would be in a peaceful home. You would create peace. Guess what? I was one of those people. A lot of us end up in situations, whether it's friendships, housemateships, partnerships, workships, working relationships. Doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but I'm just saying a lot of people end up replicating that very same environment, and yeah, they hate it, but it happens because it's just like a pattern. You're just used to that pattern. You don't realize you're doing it again. That's how things get passed down from generation to generation, really. All right, so what do you want to bring to Scorpio's attention at this time? Yes, they are undergoing a wave of emotions. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? Change. I love this butterfly. I almost don't want to show the other one, but I will in a second. Hold on. What else, Spirit, do you want to bring to Scorpio's attention at this time? What are some underlying energies? Maybe some of you need spiritual bath. That can come literally like cleansing through sage or palo santo or rosemary or other herbs. You can make your own, whatever scents kind of bring you that awareness, bring up the awareness to your third eye. That is what, like, it calms you down. Whatever that scent is, it can be mint even. Try to do some aromatherapy. I'm getting that strongly for some of you. Others of you, honestly, yeah, you can do a spiritual bath literally in the bath. You can do a spiritual bath in a forest. You can do a spiritual bath just putting yourself in a deep meditative state wherever you are. Listen to that inner voice. Learn how to hear your intuition. Aha. I have not gotten this card before. This is whatever was triggered within you was a defense mechanism that you were meant to learn more about. I almost get this like self-sabotaging energy. All right. I don't know, but it's your time. So this is your time to ascend. Anything else from this deck for Scorpio? Ooh, we got feminine energy. It's your time in feminine energy. Beware of envy, by the way. I want you to focus on this card because yeah, a healed feminine shows no envy. A healed feminine, and you can be masculine, right? This is about the energy within you. A healed feminine energy, I should say, right? One that is in union with the inner masculine energy that is also within all of us. That is someone that is receptive, patient, meaning knowing that what is meant for you will not pass you by. Just like surrendering to spirit, not forcing the timing of things, not forcing the outcome of situations. And heck no envy, because you already know there's plenty of room for you and what I want to call your competition, okay? Because seriously, like if someone chooses someone else, right? If they had the choice and you weren't the chosen one, I hate that word, by the way. They're not for you, right? Someone who doesn't choose you is, in my opinion, not for you. All right, so let's get some tarot. All right, Spirit, tell me, how does Scorpio feel finally, about the person on their mind right now? If you have someone on your mind, how are you feeling about them? Okay. 5 of Wands. That's not a good feeling, okay? 7, I love this card. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, that is kind of how you feel about a frenemy, right? You are heavily focused, and I see this is the 5, 6, and 7 of Wands all together. You're focusing on your life, the practical things in your life, winning at life. You're focusing on that. You're like, I see you. You think you have competition, and you're trying to progress in your life through that process. Putting up walls if you need to put up walls. Making boundaries, being strong. You're standing strong. Okay, when it comes to your love life, you're standing strong and you're guarded against the person on your mind. I think that's because you guys had an ending. And maybe it wasn't infatuation. Maybe you're like, I have plenty of options. I don't need them. All right, Spirit, show me more. What is Scorpio's energy towards their person, the person on their mind? Obviously, you're thinking about this person, so I would like to know what it is you're thinking. That way we can get to the fundamental reason for that and how you can change the situation if need be. What are you thinking? Shit, you're thinking this person left me out in the cold. They burdened me. Fuck that. You're thinking Queen of Pentacles. You were thinking you. I think this is you. Gosh, I hope this is you. There's a possibility that you think that they are the Queen of Pentacles. I see the back of the energy. Yeah, you do. Okay, so first of all, they left you out in the cold with the 5 of Pentacles. They're burdening you. You're under pressure. You're feeling a lot in your head. Crown chakra, I can feel it. You see them as standing their ground, being very nurturing, maybe to others, maybe to animals, maybe to like kids, maybe maybe like their own family, right? Focusing on their own family. And you're like, I want another opportunity with this Ace of Wands. I'm really attracted to them. I know, you're infatuated with them. Wow. It's like, I know because I'm sweating. Like you are like really heated up over this person. I don't know if they're worth it. What is, let's see. What is the energy that Scorpio's person, the person on your mind who you feel is this like magnet, loving magnet, by the way, like maybe rich magnet too, abundant magnet. What is their energy towards you? Justice. Okay. And the moon at the back of the deck. That is, you, first of all, no, like the moon is, like lack of clarity. I mean, I feel heaviness and confusion and chaos, but they want things to be just and fair. But beneath that is kind of like, they're like, I don't know what to do. I just know that I need fairness to occur and what is right. They have a deep sense of what is right. I can see that. I can see a Queen of Pentacles being like that. Okay. What are their actions? What are their next actions towards, likely actions towards Scorpio at this time? Tower. Yeah. Six of Pentacles. Okay. So, it's like they have this desire to proceed with caution, steadily, sure-footedly, with the Knight of Pentacles, with a profoundly deep love for you, right? The King of Cups, but there needs to be some sort of tower and a destruction of what is in order for that justice to ensue. I don't know if this is, and this is towards you actually, never mind. This is not towards in their own life. This is most likely action towards you is a destruction. I believe a destruction of what they had begun with you, regardless of the love. You know, whatever they were building with you, the Six of Pentacles was something that was reciprocal in nature. But I think the circumstances surrounding their own life prevented them from giving more or continuing it further. So no matter how much love there was, it needs to crumble right now, whatever you guys have built. Maybe in the future, right, it can be rebuilt on more sturdy ground, right? Solid ground, brick by brick, or whatever material. What is your advice for Scorpio in this situation? Wheel. This is a moving on, move on, move on kind of card. Did we get the move on? I can't remember if we got that before. Yeah, I think we did. We got like a free energy before. Queen of Swords. Back of the deck is the Three of Swords reversed. So, the advice is for you to also exhibit an air of justice, an air of honesty, an air of authenticity, an air, real authenticity. I don't mean an air. I mean, the air that you exhibit should be how you really feel. It should be equivalent. Queen of Swords is fair and just and honest. They speak when necessary. They act when necessary. And only when necessary, right? They don't over-explain. They don't overact. They don't react, right? They respond. Now, this is someone who I love the saying, and I think it's Intuitive Kev that says it. They're not heartless, they use their heart less when making decisions. Okay? Why? Because the wheel must turn. Things must, I believe what Spirit's saying is things must come to an end as they were in order for you to be able to progress to the next level and get over that heartbreak. Yeah, time for you to walk away. I see the Eight of Cups as I split the deck. All right, Spirit, what or who is coming towards Scorpio when it comes to new love? Whoa. Sorry. It's like getting out of hand there. Okay, that really wanted to come out. Yeah. So the Eight of Cups first. First, you must walk away from that which you've started. Okay? Like all of you must walk away. Not just physically walk away, but energetically walk away. Okay? Then, let that shit crumble. My God. And then walk away from the wreckage. Okay? So when things come to an ending with this person, like official ending, walk away from all of the remnants of that, because you were meant to learn emotional mastery from this. You were really meant to learn more about yourself. So Spirit, is there any new love coming towards Scorpio? And if so, who? It could be. You're going to have a moment where you have a choice. And with the High Priest, Hierophant at the back of the deck, that is commitment energy. That is a foundation. Like what you... I just want to say, like, whatever you put the energy into creating for yourself is what you will attract. So if you are somebody that is like focused on pentacles, we'll just give that example. Money, right? So if you're someone who's focused on abundance in the form of wealth, financial wealth, and a strong, stable home, that's what you're going to attract. And Spirit will give you the choice there. You will have a choice of people who are like-minded, who have similar standards, kind of want to say. So if you're really spiritual, then you will attract people who are spiritual, and you will have a choice there. If you are like someone, and I don't get this feeling, but maybe some of you like go to the gym a lot and you really care, like in priorities list, top of the priorities is your body. Okay, so you're going to attract people that are equally focused mainly on their body, not saying that they're not focused on other things, but that is the main focus. Okay, so Two of Wands is just saying you're gonna come to a crossroads where you have a choice, and it's free will, right? All right, Spirit, tell me more about advice for Scorpio, because so far we had Eight of Cups and the Tower and the Three of Swords in reverse. What else? We had Wheel, didn't we? Chariot. Listen to your intuition. High Priestess at the back of the deck with the Chariot is let your intuition drive the Chariot for a change. Speak less, feel more. Does that make sense? So feel more, not with like your emotions, but with your inner compass, your soul, and allow your intuition to take the lead, the reins, right? That's still you. That's you. That's more you. That's more you than your heart or your mind, your intuition, because that's your higher self speaking. It's trying its best. He or she or it or they, we'll go with they. They are trying their best to lead you towards your highest potential. And I do want to ask that next. Spirit, what is Scorpio's highest potential when it comes to love? Wow. A divine partner. Because, wow, yeah. Ace of Cups. Unconditional love. Self-love. New love, yes. Ace of Swords. Truth, clarity. A new beginning, an honest beginning. And you came out as the Queen of Swords before for advice, I believe. You will find your King of Swords, your counterpart. That is the potential. So someone who is as fair and as just and as authentic and real as you, as mature. Honestly, like, that's what you want, because if you are the Queen of Swords, you know, you want someone who's on par with that. You really do. And so, yes, it's beautiful because you both will have unconditional love for one another, and there will be options. I do see that. 7 of Cups. Yeah. So, all right. I hope that helped. Let me know in the comments. All right. Take care, Scorpio. Bye.